The first
Thanks very
question
much.
really I have is, and I'll start with Samir, is how do you choose, what are the characteristics, what do you choose for when you're looking for, a franchisee, especially one you think who can do multiple units for you?
You know, what we've realized is that initially we used to go for passion. And I see my friend there has a lot of passion again for the industry, like we've always had. Everyone has a lot of passion when, they enter any business. And at one point in time, we used to say that if this person is passionate, they have the will and the intent to do it, they're going to do it. But we realized over a period of time that there were other characteristics that we really needed to screen before we actually got into choosing the right franchisee at the end of the day, whether it was a single unit or a multiple unit franchisee. So what we figured out was that I think the financial holding power, the market that you're looking at, the entire vision, in terms of the wavelength matching, became far more relevant because as you grow, the business motives totally go to different parallels. So what would happen would be that we would be saying X and the franchisee who's growing with us and all of us making the money would be saying Y. And that Y was so different from our X that we just couldn't find a middle ground anymore. So, there are various parameters of those sorts.
Chetan, you want to add your views to that?
I think, the question on the table, as Samir said, is how do you select a multi-unit owner? There is no rocket science to it. It's a lot of it is a judgment call. Once the franchisee is in the system, you need to work with somebody who understands the system and appreciates what the brand stands for. Somebody who's working as a team player is obviously somebody you want to grow in the system. He needs to plan for his growth, his or her growth. He has to have a business plan, defined business plan, and if he hits the benchmarks that the brand wants him to in terms of organizing his business, managing inventory, if he wants to grow from 2 to 5 restaurants, he needs to have staffing ready at stage 1 rather than when he opens his 5th restaurant. So we look for what kind of organization skills a franchisee has, whether he is a team player and he works with the brand, and those are the kind of people that we'd want to grow into multi-unit owners.
Dheeraj?
When we're selecting the master franchisee, especially having operated for the last 12 years, we've realized that of course passion, investment, and all of these things are important. But how do you, in an interview or when you're talking to the guy, how do you gauge it? So we've followed this process of, it's called top grading, where we actually track how the person's business career has been for the last 10 years. So how frequently has he changed, and if he changed, what were the reasons for the change? And now if he's looking at changing again, because someone who's looking at investing money already has a certain amount of money, which he made either from a business or, he inherited. So I would sincerely advise, it has worked really well for us. And we've realized that the person's history gives a lot of, insights into his character in terms of his staying power, etc. Because our experience has been it takes a lot of staying power for a person to succeed in a brand. So a brand may be established in Mumbai, but going into another city and re-establishing it requires, that much time and patience.
I want only 3 things from any of the franchisee. Only 3 things. I'm looking location, number 1, second location, and third is location. I want only location. If location is good, your sales automatically will increase. If your sales is good, your franchisee will be satisfied because he is getting profit. So not worry that whatever the person is there, his mindset will be there. If you are paying him properly, if he is getting at the day end of why you are doing the business, at the month end you should be having a profit. So location gives, I think, 20 to 25% more profit. If I'm not wrong, I think it is.
It depends from, brand to brand.
Yeah,
So, absolutely.
You're not to give advertisement, you're nothing. Your main road, it should be on main road, frontage should be good.
Location is critical, absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely
very critical.
In terms of, operational audits and checks and how do you do it and the different areas that you focus on in the audits, what are the key areas that you'd like to focus on when you're checking your restaurants?
I think while audits are basically, that's the lifeline of the business, because the audit is not just for the back of the house, which is the kitchen SOPs or, on food production. It's also on the service aspect, the front of a house aspect. And at the end of the day, the macro things such as, I think you mentioned the marketing audits and various other things as well. I mean, all those things normally get pushed to the side or you put under the carpet because you say that why would I have a marketing audit? Why would I have, audits which are not specific to delivering the food product on the table? It is those things that we concentrate a lot on. We've really gone to an extent berserk in terms of the amount of manuals and the checklists that we prepared so that we can monitor units which are scaled across the borders. As a company, we're really focusing now on the international market more than the Indian market because we see that as a brand more profitable for us.
I think you're right, absolutely. Marketing, because if you do a marketing audit, it's what's critical is you're controlling the way your brand is represented. So if you're not doing the marketing elements, which is whether it's signage, menu boards, if the franchisee has their own website, so you got to control all aspects. Chetan, what are the kind of areas that you guys look at for when you do audits?
Subway obviously has been around for quite some time, so they have a very well-defined audit process. And over the years, we look at obviously food safety, customer service, decor, cleanliness, marketing aspects, how the franchisee is marketing themselves, etc. But I think rather than call it an audit, I would say if you want to help the franchisee, it should be more like a consultation. So what we've done is we've tried to move the audit form that we have. It's become simplified, where we're trying to provide direction to the franchisee on how we can improve his sales and profitability. So rather than being an audit, which is sort of a aggressive or it might lead the franchisee down the wrong path that you're coming and policing me. We want to consult them and guide them as to how they can improve their sales and profit. At the same time, highlighting aspects of the business that they probably are not hitting our benchmarks on.
Dheeraj?
One thing which I'd like to share with the audience is, one change that we tried to do was, we saw that our audits were disjointed, as in an April audit wouldn't, and when a May audit happens, we wouldn't know what happened in April. So just like the way you look at a balance sheet, we started looking at the audit scores with each month placed next to each other. I think it really helped the franchise realize that yes, there was either consistent underperformance or consistent performance, and that was then compared with the store performance in terms of sales, etc. So as Chetan said, it is a lot of actually guiding him and helping him out that an next store in the same city is doing extremely well, sales is growing. Look at their audit report in comparison.
Karaji?
Yeah, we are doing audit on daily basis. Generally, we having an internet access, and they people send it every day costing reports. Then monthly report also we converted. They are saying monthly. Monthly is compulsory. Daily plus minus can be there because what happens if we are not checking daily properly, So today what milk is coming. Yesterday I cannot find what has happened. कोई पी गया तो मैं क्या करूँगा? So on daily basis, if a franchisee does properly audit, he can get it very good money. If he does monthly audit, as a franchisor, I am doing monthly audit. But even daily also we are asking reports. Somebody is not giving the reports, or that is one different thing. But every day reports are coming to my corporate office and we check it. We are having back-end office that where problems are there. If they are having more consumptions, we instruct them that, okay, this is wrong and everything. Like that people do.
Just to add to what the gentleman was saying, that a lot of our franchisees have their own internal audit and inventory control procedures, which also are a must, I think, for every franchisee or multi-unit owner. That it should not just rely on the company audit, which is probably once in 15 days or once a month. I think they need to develop their own controls and continue to monitor the business.
How successful franchising system works when there's a positive relationship? It works synergistically on both sides. What are some of the tools or some of the methods you've used to create that in your system?
Positive relationships are directly proportionate to profitabilities. Basically, that's it. If your franchisee is going to make money from your system, they're going to be fantastic with you. If they're not going to make money, they'll be a little less happier in life. And if they lose a lot of money, then they'll be very angry with you. So you need to make sure that they make money. That's one. Number two, support. Why did they sign up with you? They've only signed up because they want the support structure that you have put in place.
Chetan, with your multiple franchisees across the country, how often and how do you manage, and what are the tools you use to engage with them?
I think when we do sell a franchise to somebody, it's very important to establish what the brand is about and what the expectations are from the franchisee, so that there are no surprises later and the franchisee does not get confrontational saying, you know, I didn't sign up for this. So communication, clarity of what the brand stands for and what we expect from franchisees at the outset is very important to have a good relationship with them.